start by asking, how many of you have goals that you'd like to achieve at some point in your life? Raise your hand, please. Thank you. Me too. And last year, I had a goal of losing some weight. I've been kind of struggling, and I would eat pretty clean during the week, and it was like as soon as Friday came, something crazy happened, and there was a burrito on my plate, right? I don't know, it just kept happening, and I continued to kind of struggle with this, and I really had this goal of wanting to get there, but it was difficult for me until my mom came out on a little vacation, and we went on a road trip, and we spent probably a month just driving around California, having a good old time, eating out all the time, and it was just a blast, right? Well, we got home from this road trip, and I thought I should probably try on the outfit that I have to wear in 6 weeks to my buddy's wedding where I'm the best man. It's like, I'm sure it's fine, but I should at least try it on, make sure I don't need to get it adjusted or anything, right? So I pulled stuff out of my closet, grabbed the pants, I'm like, all right, here we go. Oh, shoot. Oh, that's kind of, uh-oh. And so I was like, well, I gotta go online and get a bigger size, except there wasn't a bigger size. So I found myself in this position where I was either gonna lose a bunch of weight really quick, or I was gonna suffer the embarrassment of looking funny at my friend's wedding in either some type of off-colored pants or something like that. And mind you, I was the best man, so I was a little worried, right? Well, I was able to do it. Something happened. This flip switched where all of a sudden that the anticipation of that humiliation, that fear, whatever that emotion was that I was feeling, was enough to just flip this switch and allow me to tap into this reservoir of hidden potential that I had to eat spinach and egg whites and chicken and drink nothing but water for like 6 weeks. And I actually lost 30 pounds in 6 weeks, fit into the outfit. And it was awesome. The wedding was awesome, had a great time. And then, I continued to persist, continued to lose a little bit more weight, but I kind of started losing sight of, why am I doing this? I hit a plateau. And I stayed at that plateau for a while. And leading up until this year, not too long ago, about 6 weeks ago, actually, I met with my doctor because I have to have spine surgery in 5 weeks. And we were doing our kind of pre-op stuff, and I asked him the question. I said, hey, I know I'm a little overweight. Does that put me at any risk during this surgery? And he said, actually, because of your weight right now, you're kind of at a higher risk for complications in your surgery. And I thought, well, guess it's time to lose some weight. Because, I don't know, it's just motivating. I don't want to perhaps die on the operating table. And so all of a sudden that switch had been flipped again, and I realized that I all of a sudden had the potential to do this again. I started eating healthy, and I've been doing that. I've been going to the gym every day, eating a bunch of spinach and egg whites and chicken, and I hate it. But I got to do it because of this impending date with my surgery. It's powerful enough to motivate me. And I started wondering, what's going on here? I'm a psychology major, and this type of stuff interests me. So I was like, I want to kind of do some research and figure out why all of a sudden, with something I was struggling with so badly, am I able to just flip that switch? And so I started doing some research, and one thing that I found that some of you guys have probably heard of is there's this talk by Simon Sinek called Start With Why. It's kind of more geared towards businesses and organizations, but he calls this the golden circle. And he says most companies know what they do. Even fewer companies know how they do it, and even fewer companies know why they do it. He said most companies operate out of the what. We know what we do. We sell a product, we sell a service. We know how we do it through different channels of distribution, through marketing, but few companies know why. And he was saying companies like Apple, Google, Microsoft, they have a very strong why. Apple wants you to think different. And so I started looking at this and kind of thinking about that, and I said, well, in the past, I've known what. I knew I wanted to lose weight. I knew how. Everyone here can tell me how to lose weight. Eat fewer calories than you consume, do a little exercise, drink water, eat spinach, whatever. But why? And leading up to this, the wedding last year, I had a very powerful why. It was like that. I was able to tap into this hidden reservoir of just potential and energy, and it was like I had become this new person overnight because all of a sudden I had a strong enough reason to change my behavior. And as someone who studies psychology, the changing behavior, that's a big thing. I work in substance abuse counseling, and trying to get people to change their behavior, it's a tough one. And I asked one of my clients the other day, I said, hey, I did this exercise with my clients, what is a goal that you have? And then tell me why. Not just that, but I want you to be able to clearly articulate, clearly define, and tap into that emotional core of why this is important to you, why this matters to you to accomplish this goal. And one of my clients, he said, I want to be a professional boxer. I said, awesome, that's a great goal. Why do you want to do that? And he said, well, there's this thing, there's this thing, and all these things that, would be cool. And I said, okay, great, well, what else? He said, well, at the bottom of it, I see it as a vehicle for being able to provide for my family and being able to do things, take care of my family, and provide in a way that I never have before, and allow me to really make a difference in their lives. And I said, that's it. Focus on that, and that's going to drive you. Because Friedrich Nietzsche, he had a quote that says, if you know the how for living, or if you know the why for living, you can bear almost any how. And I found that to be true too. When I have a strong enough reason why I need to change my behavior, all of a sudden it's like that switch is flipped, something happened. So anytime we have any type of goal that we want to reach, we have something that we'd like to achieve, a lot of times we know what that goal is. We even know how to get there, but we oftentimes find ourselves falling short. And what I would challenge you guys to do is, when you look at your goals, when you look at your dreams, when you look at that vision that you have for your future, spend some time becoming very clear on why that's important for you. Because in the words of Steve Jobs, when you have a clear vision, you have a strong vision, you don't have to be pushed, but the vision will pull you. Thank you.